Valedictorian, Catherine Ann Wong, and our Salutatorian, Robert Brett Harvey.
Good evening, everyone. We are gathered here tonight to uphold the time-honored tradition of the graduation speech.
We wanted to deliver this together because, well, historically everything's better in pairs. Just look at the two Musketeers, or the two Stooges, or the two Little Pigs.
All right, so maybe not. But tonight, we didn't just want to roll out the congratulations and the cliches and then leave you there. Not sure whether the next best thing is not the destination, but rather the journey, or the road less traveled, or the places you'll go. We didn't just want to write a speech. We wanted to design one that would whisk you all from applause to tears and back. That would not only pull out, but play sonatas on your heartstrings. A speech that would make even my mother laugh. That's her up there, not laughing. And so, tonight, we had planned to deliver you the big answers, the kind that feel not just groundbreaking, but physically ground-shattering. Answers that would let all the pieces of life, the universe, and everything fall into place. We wanted to deliver the kind of speech that would be talked about not only to your children, but also to your grandchildren.
But then it occurred to us, we might be aiming too high. If you leave today and you only talk about this speech with your children, we won't be happy, but we'll understand. So instead, we wanted to take a step back, just as everything seems to be rushing forward. We couldn't find those answers we had looked for, not the big ones anyway. But along the way, we realized what keeps all of us searching is not just the promise of answers, but rather the thrill of the chase. We dreamed of sketching out the big picture, and if not finding solutions, then at least asking the big questions.
And so, after deep deliberation and discussion last night, we got together to try and answer the age-old question. If you procrastinate long enough, in those last desperate hours, can a speech write itself?
After long hours of research, frantic Google searching, and discussion, we can conclusively report that the answer is no.
Therefore, in place of a speech, we thought that we'd present the next best thing. A dramatic reading of our search histories from last night. And here it is. How to write a really great graduation speech in under 1 hour.
How to write a merely passable graduation speech in under 1 hour.
Speech writing for dummies.
Speech writing for dummies, the abridged version.
How to look like you know what you're doing.
How to sound like you know what you're talking about.
Will great quotes make me sound intelligent?
How can I pass off great quotes from the internet as my own?
But we didn't want to do that because, as we've learned over years of English classes, that would be plagiarism. Plagiarism means lies. And as a great man once said, the truth will set you free. Brett Harvey, 2013.
But then we realized, in the end, that we might have started out in the wrong place entirely. It's hard to distill 4 years into a few phrases, to capture high school in a quote or in a search term. But then again, that's what the past 4 years have been about, haven't they? Not easy answers, maybe, but searching for the kind of answers that stretch beyond what we could find by flipping through textbooks, or clicking the links on Wikipedia pages, or by filling in all of the bubbles with the same letter.
Pro tip, by the way, I've heard that those multiple choice answers actually correspond with the grade you get. So, it might be time to rethink circling all the letters C.
Although we didn't always know where to look, or even what precisely we were looking for, we spent 4 years trying to uncover at least a little more of what's out there. We've searched for what's next, what's left, what still remains to be seen. Will questions sit unanswered, which boundaries stand untested? We searched for what we could leave behind us and what lies ahead. We even tried, sometimes unsuccessfully, and often imperfectly, to search for who we are.
And we've come a long way. There are no units for self-discovery, no easy measuring stick for what we'll take away when this journey finally winds to its close. The product of our 4-year-long search to ask the right questions has not always been easy answers, but rather an accumulation of smaller things. The lunchtime conversations, the crowded hallways, that one sketchy stairwell.
The lessons learned, the lessons forgotten. The in-class essays and the stacks of scantrons and those rare moments with the very best teachers when everything came together and some small part of the world finally made sense.
We learned that everyone is beautiful, and that self-esteem is in our hands, and that we've all got the power, except those of us not lucky enough to own backup generators during hurricane season.
We even weathered the ridiculous and unfulfilled warning of a 2012 apocalypse, until we realized that there actually was a near apocalypse in 2012, and that its name was Sandy. You know, philosophy tells us that that which does not kill you makes you stronger, which may be true, but they really didn't have to try so hard.
We are now countless friendships richer, and countless morning classes sleepier, and definitely not any cafeteria lunches hungrier. We are also 1,000 flights of steps fitter, plus a little more, when you realize that sometimes floor 4 doesn't always connect to floor 3. Or when you just have to take the senior stairs, because even if it's inconvenient, we've earned it, darn it. Some of us are several thousand pages of timeless English classics wiser.
And some of us believe in let's not and say we did. All of us are 126,227,760 seconds older. And you thought it sounded long when they told you that this ceremony would last forever.
Because, finally, that's all that remains. An hour or so until we reach the end that we've been promised is really only a beginning. We are here at last, poised just before the next leap forward, the biggest and most dizzying one yet. Think about that for a moment, what that means. Where we've come from, where we've gone, what we've done, because this is it. We've made it. We survived. We can finally shout out to the world what we've scratched into all those bathroom stalls. I was here. And as all of us know, it wasn't always easy.
There were times when our path ahead seemed both undeniably straight and yet unfathomably narrow. And then, just like that, here we are, decked out in our caps and gowns, ready to scatter outward onto 360 divergent paths forward, to plunge headfirst into the unknown.
But you know what? I'm not worried about us. If I've learned anything over the past 4 years, it's that this is a class of fearless dreamers, a class of doers. We'll shake things up, live on the edge, believe in those 10 impossible things before breakfast, and dream up 1,000 ways to change the world between dinner and bedtime, whenever that might be.
We'll be independent together. We'll stay hungry and foolish, sing toast to the crazy ones. We'll learn to dream, to dare, to approach the world curiously, to chase what we love.
Because it doesn't end here. This is what the questions lead to, the chance to finally build our own answers from the ground up, and leave them writ large onto the world. And so, class of 2013, this is where the doors fling open. This is where it all begins. And in the words of those great philosophers, Calvin and Hobbes, it's a magical world out there. Let's go exploring. I can't wait.
At this time, if the senior choir members could come forward.